I'm Jeannie Kelly, your credit expert, and today I have a fantastic guest, Gabby Giudice. How are you, Gabby?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here because we met because you want to get into financing, right? Money.
Correct.
Tell me exactly what you're looking into. I know you're a college student right now.
Yeah, of
So
course. So I'm currently a sophomore at the University of Michigan, and I've always known that I wanted to pursue a career in finance. So I currently am recruiting for private wealth management as well as asset management. And I had a wonderful conversation with Jeannie, and she was telling me about credit because it seems like a really basic skill, but it's ironic that I haven't been exposed to the fundamentals of it. And she's a wonderful place to start in telling me all that information that I need to know.
awesome. Yeah. And I thought it was exciting. Like, I love that you're getting into the money world, right? It's so
Yeah.
important for us. We use it every day. We don't learn enough about it. And exactly that when it comes to credit. And I
Hmm.
do believe, and you'll tell me after you're in this industry for a while,
Yeah.
I believe credit is the foundation of building wealth. And people will
Hmm.
say, what are you talking about? But credit, you're borrowing money. But I believe that if you build smartly with your credit, it can save you money, not cost you.
Exactly.
And just learning the healthy foundation. So
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to jump on and say, ask me the questions here because we can talk more about it and then others can learn.
Yeah, like you've mentioned before, I mean, post grad, you're going to need to maybe rent an apartment, maybe buy a house if that's what you're looking to do. So, like you said, credit is the basis and the foundation of everything mostly.
Yeah. And to start, the most important way to start is something being reported about you and you may not even know it right now because you're
Yeah,
young, right? Do you have college student loans? Are they reporting? Do you have a credit card? You don't know until you look. So the first
exactly.
place and my number one rule for anyone
Hmm.
is get a free copy of your credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com. It doesn't
Okay.
hurt your credit score to do that. And that's a sponsored site by Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So
Hmm.
there are three companies. Those are the three major companies that gather the personal history of your financial report card, basically.
Yeah.
So if you go to that site, you can get all three for free. And
Hmm.
you'll see. Now, a lot of times people will go if they're college students and it'll say there's nothing, or send in
Exactly.
your ID and it's because they can't find anything because there is nothing. Or
Hmm.
maybe there will be, oh, there's the student loan. Or, oh, my parents put me on a credit card when I was, traveling when I was in college. So that I'm an authorized user and that's on my credit report. So that's where you begin. Like, just
Yeah.
let's see what's being reported about you.
And when we did it together, I was confused because I was like, oh, how would I even have a credit history or a report? But like you just mentioned, it's because you were an authorized user on your mother or father's credit card, which I hadn't known previously. So that's something definitely that's important to check with your credit report.
Yeah. And then you do want to build credit in your own name, though, because,
Hmm.
and the younger you start, that helps because length of history is important. So time goes by fast. We know this. You start college and then all of a sudden you're graduating and
Yeah.
you're going out into the workforce. So starting early is good. And there's so many great student cards. So
Hmm.
check them out. Just do your research and see what fits for you. What student cards do you want? Possibly cash back? Are they going to attach to something for miles or whatever it may be? So check
Hmm.
out student cards are great to start. And also another good thing, if you can't get, let's say you're not a student but you're building credit, right, and you're new, you might have to start with a secured credit card, you
Yeah.
know
You
and
mentioned the first
yeah,
way to build your own credit, though, is with your own credit card, right? So you're
yeah.
the only user on it. And I know in my case, I was lucky because I do have credit history. And like you said, everything looks great on it. But for people who don't have credit history, being an authorized user on their parents' account, are they still able to apply for a credit card and get accepted?
Right. So most of the time they have to use a secured card. So what
Okay.
that means is you can take a card and basically put money in a bank. So let's say it's $250 and that would
Hmm.
be your credit limit. So you put it in a bank account, it's saved, you can't even think about it because you can use the card, and when the bill comes in, you have to pay that card, whatever it says. If you use $25, don't think the secured money is going to pay for it. You have to pay for it when the bill comes in.
Got it.
That money's just securing your limit. And I will say there is a Discover secured card I like, and
Mm-hmm.
that's because after, and things can change, okay? So, but right now they have one that after 9 months of on-time payments, they turn it into a regular card. So then
Okay, so it's
that's
like a little
great.
trial period almost, and then you finally can just have your own normal credit card.
Correct. Yeah. So
Great.
you might have to start there. Otherwise, try the student cards too.
Hmm. And like you said, there's multiple different card companies that offer benefits to fit your individual needs, I'm sure.
Right. And that's what you want to learn early. Like,
Hmm.
how do I make the money work for me? So it
Yeah.
could be you're traveling and you like the perks for an upgrade on the airline, or, cash back is a big thing right now. People want the cash back. I understand. So pay your bills on time when you get these cards. That's the most important thing,
Hmm.
that you're paying it on time and keep the balance low. Only use what you know you can pay. Think of it as almost a debit card. That's how I
Yeah.
really want you to think about it. Like, I'm only using it for convenience and to build that history so I
Yeah.
can then continue to grow my credit and go on and on and on. And after time, Gabby, after these things like the student card or a secured card, down the line, maybe 6 months later, 8 months later, go get a store card.
Hmm.
Pick your favorite store. We all know that they give good rewards back. And then you'll have more than one account in your name.
Of course. And like you mentioned, I currently have a debit card, so I'm going to apply for probably the Discover credit card. If I get accepted, that's amazing. And then I'll start using it. And I feel like a lot of people my age, there's a lot of misconceptions with credit cards. You mentioned to me when you get your payments each month, you want to pay them in full. You would prefer to do that over doing the minimum payment, correct?
Right. So on your credit card statement, it'll say, let's say you charged $100.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll show you, here's the $100 you charge, double check, make sure everything's correct. And then it'll say minimum payment, let's say $25, and
Okay.
due by this day. If you pay only $25, that's where they start making the money on the interest of the money you left on there. So don't do that. You want to
Yeah.
learn, hey, I want to pay it in full. I don't want to carry a balance. And then the next month, and keep
Hmm.
going, learn to do it that way. You can even set up, we know everything's online. You can set up and check on it and every week pay it.
Yeah,
So get in a habit.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would definitely not want to miss any payments, but that's the great thing about automated systems because they could just do it for you so that you make sure you don't damage your credit in any way.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it. I mean, Gabby, that's how you start. So,
Hmm.
those are the key things. What's being reported about you, make sure you're using credit,
Hmm.
it on time.
Yeah, great. I mean, that all sounds great to me, how to get started with it. And just as a general question, as a college student who may not have their own source of income, especially when they're attending university daily, would you recommend charging anything on it, or would you focus on like a fixed expense to charge reoccurringly every month so that you'll know to pay that exact amount?
Yeah, so don't use it if you can't pay it. So, like, while
Yeah.
you're in, so if you right now aren't making money, then just let it sit there. Then over
Hmm.
the summer, when you're getting, maybe you have that job and you're making the money, then use it during that time and pay it off. So
Hmm.
you can do that, but also linking it to a bill you already know you pay. Let's say
Yeah.
there's something you pay, but you have it attached to your debit card, but you know that money's in there every month. It
Like
you've
a Netflix subscription, for example.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Okay. Perfect thing. Then you can do that. You can say, well, let me
Okay.
put it to this because I already know I'm paying it on my debit. I'm just going to switch it. And then you pay that bill and it's coming from the same place, but you're not getting into debt and getting into trouble.
Does it penalize you if you don't charge it every month and you
No,
leave it dormant? Okay.
nope, that's
But
okay.
ideally, you want to charge it every month to build your credit.
Yes, you do
Okay.
want to show activity if you can, but then
Hmm.
if there's a couple of months that go by and you're not using it, it's okay. It's
Great.
definitely okay. You wouldn't want to not use it for years, right? We want
Yeah,
to show the
of
history.
course.
But yep. but totally don't be afraid of that, and start learning and start researching more about credit. It's a fun tool to use, and you can
Yeah.
definitely save money, Gabby, in the
Hmm.
long run. When you're helping other people build their wealth, you want to make sure they have that great credit score so they can invest more, not pay that extra money for interest in the bank.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's definitely something I'm going to get started on. You've inspired me to do it, and I feel like it will definitely be beneficial for me in my future.
Awesome. Gabby, thank you so much for joining me today. And
Yeah,
I can't wait to work with you more.
me as well. Thank you so much for all the information. I appreciate it.
You got it. Bye, Gabby.
Bye.